You who are listening to these words, understand this truth: success does not come by accident. It does not arrive wrapped in silver and gold, nor does it fall like rain from the heavens. It is not granted by chance, nor given to the fortunate. Success is earned through the tireless, disciplined application of consistent effort. The man who achieves great things is not the man who merely dreams, but the man who acts, and acts daily. He is not lucky, he is prepared. He is not gifted, he is focused. He does not hope for miracles, he creates momentum. And every single day, while others are waiting for the right moment, he makes the moment right. Let me tell you what consistent effort really means. It means rising early when your body screams for rest. It means working on your vision even when your bank account is low and your friends are doubting you. It means pushing through pain, discomfort, boredom, fatigue, and fear, and still moving forward. Most people wait. They wait for motivation, wait for approval, wait for luck. But the men and women who win in this life, they don't wait. They work, they chip away at their goal with the precision of a sculptor, one swing of the hammer, one brush of the chisel, every single day, and soon that massive block of marble becomes a masterpiece. Consistency, my friend, is the unseen architect of greatness. It doesn't look flashy, it doesn't feel glamorous, but it is the very foundation of success. It is the force that takes a simple plan and turns it into a mighty empire. Look around. The successful do not wish, they plan. They do not beg, they build, and they do it daily. They repeat simple, powerful actions over time until their results become unstoppable. The road may be long, but step by step they walk it. Do not believe the lie that success belongs to the lucky. Success belongs to the disciplined, to the relentless, to the ones who say, no matter how I feel, I show up. No matter what stands before me, I will move forward. Because when you work with consistency, the universe begins to respond. Doors open, people appear, resources align, not because of luck, but because of your faith in action. You become a magnet for opportunity, not because of what you wish for, but because of what you work for. There is no substitute for effort, no replacement for persistence, no shortcut for sweat. If you are not where you want to be, ask yourself, am I doing the work every single day? If the answer is no, then don't blame the world, fix your habits. Change your discipline, redirect your energy. You do not need talent, you need grit. You do not need a perfect plan, you need consistency. You do not need luck, you need to show up day after day, whether you feel like it or not. The path is not easy, but it is simple. Show up, do the work, repeat, and over time your results will speak for themselves. Not luck, not magic, not chance. Effort, repeated, refined, relentless, that is the formula. You must come to terms with a universal law, one that governs all achievement in this world. Success is not a gift, it is a reward. It is the direct result of your effort, your persistence, and your unwavering belief in your vision. Those who sit idle and wait for fortune to smile upon them will find only dust and regret. But those who rise early, labor with discipline, and press forward in the face of adversity will discover that success is not found, it is forged. There is a fatal mistake that most men make. They believe that some people are born under lucky stars, that fate favors certain individuals while ignoring the rest. They point to the wealthy, the powerful, and the influential and say, they were lucky, right place, right time. And in doing so, they rob themselves of responsibility, and more importantly, they rob themselves of power. For the truth is this: the man who believes success is luck becomes passive, while the man who understands success is earned becomes dangerous. You cannot control the circumstances of your birth. You may not have been handed wealth or opportunity, but what you possess and what no one can take from you is the ability to act, to decide, to take one step today and another tomorrow, and to refuse to stop no matter what comes your way. This power, when used with purpose, creates momentum. And when that momentum compounds over time, it produces results that outsiders will mistake for luck. But you will know better. You will know the hours, the sacrifice, the decisions, and the discipline that made it so. Success, you see, has a very particular nature. It does not respond to begging. It does not yield to excuses. It does not favor the emotional or the lazy. No, it bows only to those who demand its presence through action. And this action must be intentional. It must be repeated. It must become a way of life. A man who succeeds is not necessarily the most intelligent, the most educated, or the most gifted. More often than not, he is simply the most persistent. He is the one who did not give up when the doors closed. He is the one who kept walking when others stopped. He is the one who stayed late when others went home. He is the one who sharpened his skill daily, read when others slept, planned while others partied, and executed while others talked. That is not luck. That is earned. You must erase the idea that anyone is coming to rescue you. No savior is coming. No miracle is on the horizon. But the moment you realize that you are enough, that your effort is the currency of all achievement, you begin to transform. The moment you take responsibility for your life, not just your actions, but your outcomes, you rise above mediocrity and step into the realm of greatness. Every man who has built anything of value has paid a price. He has paid in the currency of time, sacrifice, energy, and self-belief. And if you wish to claim a better life, you must be willing to pay in full before the reward is seen, before the results appear. You must sow long before you reap, and you must sow daily. So ask yourself, are you acting like success is something owed to you, or are you working like it's something you must earn? Are you blaming the world, or are you shaping it with your decisions? Are you waiting for a sign, or are you becoming the sign for others? You will never find success by chance. You will never stumble upon greatness in the dark. But if you are willing to light the fire of effort within your soul, to keep that fire burning through long nights and silent days, success will be drawn to you not as a mystery, but as a mathematical certainty. Earn it every single day. Earn it with your focus. Earn it with your actions. Earn it with your refusal to quit. And in time, you will stand among the few, not because you were lucky, but because you were relentless. There is a force more powerful than inspiration, more reliable than raw talent, more dependable than even opportunity itself. That force is consistency. It is the slow, steady, unwavering rhythm of a man who has made up his mind. And it is the one force that separates those who begin from those who finish. You must understand that greatness is not built in a day, nor in a week, nor even in a season. It is built daily, through repetition, through effort, applied again and again until the habit becomes identity. The man who reaches the summit of the mountain is not the one who runs the fastest one day and rests the next. No, it is the man who walks uphill every single day, no matter how he feels, no matter what the weather brings. The masses seek results. They chase the outcome. But the wise man seeks rhythm, a pattern of action so deeply rooted that results become inevitable. You cannot sprint toward excellence. You build it brick by brick, task by task, hour by hour, until what you once dreamed of becomes simply what you do. The world praises the spectacular, but it forgets the ordinary moments that produce it. It forgets the countless mornings when you rise before the sun. It forgets the practice, the preparation, the repetition behind the curtain, but you must never forget, because your success will not be determined by what you do occasionally, but by what you do consistently. You must decide once and for all that the work is non-negotiable, not just when you feel good, not just when you're excited, not just when others are watching, but especially when you're tired, especially when you're discouraged, especially when there's no applause, because that's where the winners are born, in the quiet hours when nobody is watching, but you show up anyway. The man who shows up daily, even if only by an inch, is further ahead than the man who waits for perfect conditions and takes massive action once in a while. It is not the intensity of your work that produces transformation, it is the consistency of it. Even a drop of water, repeated long enough, will carve its way through solid rock, and do not be deceived. Consistency is not glamorous, it is not easy, it demands sacrifice, it demands discipline. It demands that you work when you don't feel like it, that you build when the results are not yet visible, and most of all, it demands that you trust the process, even when your emotions beg you to stop. Those who give in to moods and feelings will forever be ruled by them, but the individual who masters consistency becomes immune to circumstance. He is no longer thrown off course by disappointment or delay. He has made a decision, and that decision guides him through the storm. If you wish to be great, you must become obsessed with the daily doing. You must fall in love with the mundane, because in the repetition of effort, you are not just creating results, you are creating yourself. You are becoming someone who cannot be shaken, someone who does not rely on chance, someone who is inevitable. The most dangerous man is not the one who acts boldly once, it is the one who shows up every day with quiet confidence. He stacks his habits like bricks, he builds his character through routine, and one day the world will look at him and say, "How did he do it?" But he will know he did it the hard way, the unseen way. The only way through consistency. So if you seek greatness, do not waste time waiting for inspiration. Build discipline, build repetition, show up when it's hard, show up when it's boring, show up when no one believes in you. Because, in time, the world will believe, but only after you've proven it with consistency. There comes a time in every man's journey when he must decide who commands his life, his fleeting emotions, or his firm decisions. And in that moment, the successful man separates himself from the dreamer, because success is not built on mood, it is not built on hype or excitement, it is built on discipline, the kind that does the work whether you feel like it or not. You must rid yourself of the illusion that motivation will carry you through. Motivation is like the wind, it comes and it goes. Sometimes it's with you, and other times it vanishes without warning. If your success depends on the days you feel inspired, you will live your life in cycles of starting and quitting, beginning with fire and ending in ashes. But discipline is different. Discipline is a decision you make once, and then you honor it daily. It does not ask how you feel. It does not wait for the weather to clear or the world to applaud. It shows up in silence and gets the job done. The man who achieves great things understands this deeply. He does not leave his future in the hands of emotion. He understands that emotions are unpredictable, but discipline, that is predictable power. That is showing up at 5:00 a.m. because you said you would. That is writing the page, making the call, lifting the weight, finishing the task even when you're tired, even when it's hard, even when no one is watching. You see, the undisciplined man is ruled by how he feels in the moment. If he feels energized, he moves. If he feels tired, he quits. If he feels excited, he works. If he feels discouraged, he stops. But the disciplined man has transcended this shallow way of living. He has built a foundation so solid that no storm can shake it. He does not negotiate with excuses. He commands himself. What most men call lack of motivation is simply a lack of discipline, the habit of giving in. The tendency to delay, the addiction to comfort. They say, "I just don't feel like it today." And then they wonder why their results never change. But the man who is ruled by discipline says, "Whether I feel like it or not, I move." And because of that decision, that unyielding commitment to act, his life begins to change, not all at once, but slowly, steadily, powerfully, one decision at a time, one act at a time, one day at a time. You must understand that discipline is freedom. It may feel rigid, it may feel difficult, but it liberates you from the prison of mediocrity. It frees you from dependence on external forces. It turns you into a force of nature, a man who builds momentum in all seasons. Motivation is loud, it's flashy, it's exciting, but it fades. Discipline is quiet, it's steady, it's unshakable, it whispers in the dark, keep going. And those who listen to that voice, the voice of duty, the voice of honor, the voice of commitment, they become unstoppable. If you want to change your life, stop chasing feelings, start building character. If you want results, stop waiting for the mood to strike. Strike first. Move when it's hard, move when it's inconvenient. Move when it's cold, when it's lonely, when it's uncertain. Because every time you act without motivation, you strengthen your will, and your will, not your feelings, is what determines your destiny. Do not idolize those who only act when the lights are on. Become the man who acts when it's dark, when no one sees, when no one claps, when the only reward is knowing you honored your own word. That is where the real power lies. Not in the fire of emotion, but in the steel of decision. Discipline is your greatest ally, and when you master it, you no longer need motivation because you become the motivation. There are countless men who sit beneath the stars, gazing upward, whispering their desires into the night sky, hoping that someday their dreams will come true. They imagine success, they fantasize about wealth, they speak of ambition, yet they never move. And so their dreams remain just that, dreams, for the man who dreams without action is like a ship with no wind, motionless in the water, destined to drift forever but arrive nowhere. You must understand thought is powerful, but thought alone is not enough. Wishing is not doing, hoping is not creating, talking is not building. The world does not respond to your intentions, it responds to your actions. The man who rises above mediocrity is not the one who speaks the most eloquent words, or writes the grandest goals in his journal. No, it is the man who moves his feet, who rolls up his sleeves, who takes bold, decisive steps today, regardless of how small they may seem. He understands that momentum is built through doing, not dreaming. There are those who will spend years studying, planning, preparing, always waiting for the perfect moment to act. They believe that one day the sky will part, the stars will align, and the road to success will be cleared of all obstacles. But perfection is a mirage, and waiting for it is a silent form of surrender. Action, on the other hand, is imperfect by nature, and that is what makes it powerful. Action invites feedback, it exposes weakness, it reveals gaps, and in doing so, it gives you the opportunity to improve. Action breathes life into ideas. Until you act, everything you imagine is just theory. The man who wins in life is the one who has the courage to begin, even when the path is unclear. He knows that clarity does not precede action, it follows it. He takes one step forward, then another, and with each step the vision becomes clearer. He does not wait for confidence, he builds it through motion. This world is full of talented dreamers, brilliant minds, creative souls, but talent without execution is worthless. Intelligence without effort is a tragedy. You were not born to simply think about life. You were born to live it, and living requires movement. Every goal you set requires energy, and that energy must be directed through tasks, through discipline, through doing. The more you act, the stronger your belief becomes. The more you hesitate, the louder doubt grows. Action silences fear. It crushes procrastination. It turns uncertainty into momentum. You will never think your way into success. You must act your way there. You must dare to fail, dare to be uncomfortable, dare to start before you are ready, because readiness is not a feeling, it is a byproduct of repetition. Do not envy the man who has achieved. Study what he did, because he surely did not reach his position by merely sitting and visualizing success. No, he executed. He acted when he was afraid. He acted when he was tired. He acted when he had every reason to quit. And those actions, repeated, refined, and reinforced, became his path to victory. If you would change your life, you must change your habits, and habits are born in the fire of action, not once, not twice, but consistently, until they become second nature. Until what was once difficult becomes automatic. So whatever it is you say you want, begin. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. If you wish to write, then write. If you wish to lead, then lead. If you wish to grow, then grow through effort. Do not wait for inspiration. Do not wait for someone to give you permission. You are the author of your story, and stories are written by those who take the pen and start writing. Wishful thinking is a cage. But action is a key. Use it and walk through the door. There is a sacred power that lies dormant in every man, a power that only awakens when belief is united with action. You may believe in your dream with all your heart, but until you move, until you act, your belief is powerless. Belief alone does not produce results, but faith in motion, that is a magnetic force capable of bending the world to your will. You have been told to believe, and yes, belief is essential, but belief must not become passive. True faith is not idle. True faith steps forward when there is no evidence, when there is no applause, when there is no visible support. It says, I may not see the whole road, but I will take the first step anyway. And in doing so, it begins to summon the resources, the people, the ideas, and the opportunities that once seemed beyond reach. You must realize the universe does not respond to mere intention, it responds to decision backed by effort. Most men sit on the edge of life, waiting for a sign. They say, when the right opportunity comes, I will act. But opportunity is not sent to those who wait. It is attracted to those who move. It is drawn to those who are already in motion, already building, already doing the work even when the results have yet to appear. There is a law at work, silent but absolute. When you combine faith with effort, life begins to unfold before you in ways you never imagined. Doors open where there were once walls. People arrive in your life who seem handpicked to help you. Circumstances shift, momentum builds, but none of this happens if you merely wish. It begins only when you work. You are not meant to sit idly by and hope success stumbles upon you. You are meant to chase it, to forge it, to earn it with your own two hands. But as you do so, something miraculous begins to happen. Success starts chasing you. Because action rooted in belief creates movement that the world cannot ignore. Now understand this clearly: faith without movement is fantasy, and action without belief is chaos. But when belief and action are perfectly married, you become a creator. You no longer wait for life to happen, you make life happen. You become the kind of man others admire, not for what he has, but for the certainty with which he walks his path. You must be bold enough to begin, even when the plan is incomplete. You must trust that if you keep moving, the path will reveal itself, that every step taken in faith will be met by something greater, a force that rewards the brave, the diligent, the consistent. You must believe that your actions matter, that they carry weight, that they ripple far beyond what the eye can see. Opportunity, my friend, is not hiding from you. It is waiting for you, waiting for your commitment, waiting for your seriousness, waiting to see if you truly mean what you say. And once it sees that you are not just dreaming but doing, not just wishing but working, it begins to move in your direction. But make no mistake, opportunity does not present itself in grand announcements. It often comes disguised as effort. It comes in the form of small doors, quiet whispers, unlikely introductions. And if you are not prepared, if you have not been in motion, you will not recognize it when it appears. So move with belief, move with faith, move as if what you seek is already yours and you are simply catching up to it. The world belongs to the man who combines unwavering conviction with unshakable work ethic. Do not let another day pass waiting for the stars to align. Align your actions with your beliefs, and the stars will align for you. Take the first step. The rest will follow. You must come to grips with a truth that the world tries desperately to avoid. There are no shortcuts to any place worth going, no magic door, no hidden path, no secret formula handed to the fortunate. There is only work day after day, step after step, until the reward is earned. The reason most men fail is not because they lack potential, but because they are forever searching for an easier road. They want the results without the process. They want the success without the sweat. They want the glory without the grind, but the laws of achievement cannot be tricked. They recognize only one currency: consistent, deliberate, patient effort. Every man is given the same 24 hours. But what separates the successful from the average is what they do with those hours. While some waste them chasing shortcuts, the achiever spends them laying bricks one after another, until he has built a fortress no storm can tear down. He does not chase the fast road, he builds the right road. There is no instant mastery, there is no overnight breakthrough. Even the man who appears to rise quickly has spent years in the shadows, honing his craft, disciplining his mind, preparing his spirit. And while the world calls it luck, he knows it was earned, inch by inch. You must learn to respect the process, fall in love with repetition, learn to see the value in struggle, for it is in the struggle that you are refined. Those long, lonely hours, they are required. The failures, they are instruction. The obstacles, they are tests designed not to stop you, but to shape you. Those who try to skip the process rob themselves of the strength that comes from it. You may find a shortcut to temporary comfort, but you will never shortcut your way to character. You may trick the world for a time, but you can never cheat the man you see in the mirror. And if you have not done the work, you will know it, and you will carry that knowledge like a weight upon your soul. So embrace the long road, welcome the grind. It is not punishment, it is preparation. Each repetition is a lesson, each early morning is a declaration. Each moment you choose discipline over distraction is another brick in the foundation of the life you are building. Understand this: real success, the kind that lasts, the kind that transforms, must be earned the hard way. Not once, but over and over. You must prove to yourself that you are worthy of it, and the only proof that counts is the action you take when no one is watching. When you stop looking for the shortcut, you begin to accelerate your growth. Because now every effort counts, now every failure becomes fuel, now you are no longer waiting, you are becoming, and in becoming you gain something no shortcut could ever offer: power, the power of self-respect. The power of discipline, the power of certainty that comes only from knowing you did not skip steps, that you did not cut corners, that you earned every inch of progress. So let others look for hacks. Let them chase easy wins and empty promises. You, on the other hand, must choose the narrow path, the honest path, the one lined with hard lessons, internal battles, and real growth. For on this path there are no crowds. But there is greatness for those willing to walk it. The path is simple, but it is not easy. Show up, do the work, day in, day out, without fail, without excuse, without needing the world to understand, because you understand. And that is enough. There is no shortcut, but there is a way, and if you walk it long enough, with enough faith, effort, and endurance, you will reach the summit. And when you do, the view will be worth every step.